All right. So we've made it through by far the biggest of the three back-end flows running on Power Automate. So next, we're going to be going through the other two main functions, and these are a bit simpler for sure. So we're going to start by walking through requesting consequential link additions, and then we're going to go through sending multiple application impact statuses. So when you're requesting consequential incidents, it's a very simple flow being called. First, the Power application does send four different inputs to the Power Automate side. You take these inputs and craft this Teams message, which goes right out. So it takes the title, and then it crafts a link so that users can simply click the link from the Teams message. That'll have the link that was passed from the Power application. Then you'll go ahead and see the short description just so users can make sure that they are adding to the correct description or to the correct incident. All right. So next, we're going to go ahead and go through the multi-app impact status flow. So there are technically two flows that make up this flow, but there's only one difference between the two, and that would be your user email and where the Teams message is sent. So if you're sending the status to yourself, this is used as the staging mechanism. It's so admins or whoever's in charge can see that the status they're about to send to that major global channel is accurate. So one difference would be the user's email is one of the inputs from the Power App side. That's done with just a property change and a couple quick commands entered in over on that side. So then you go ahead and get the list items for whatever list you are trying to send the status update for. That's done with this URI request. Then goes into selecting the result or selecting from the results. So first you're going into your D properties and then into the results of those D properties. In order to get this mapping made up correctly, first you add the name, and then what looks like dynamic content here is really not. You need to enter it in with a function, enter these words that are currently appearing on your screen, but just as a function. So the reason that there are X0020 zeros is just a space. So that is another way to identify a space. And it has to be done when you're using this action and there is a space. Okay. After that, you're using this create HTML table action. There was not much that had to be done. As long as you set up your JSON parsing correct with your select compose action, this create HTML table action was simple enough. And finally, you get to crafting the Teams message. So yet again, you start out with a link. This one would bring you straight to the SharePoint list that shows all of the consequential incidents. It also just gives the current status for the recovery and the impact. And on top of that, it actually does showcase the table we just pulled out and created. So yeah, that is what is going on in the back end behind all of the different Power Automate flows.